Hey, good evening, Giants. Welcome to a special edition. This isn't Wake Up with Giants. This is Get Fit with Giants because it's nighttime. We have an amazing guest today. I'm so excited for this. We've been looking forward to this event for a while, and we've got a great collaboration going on. I want Nick to introduce Rachel. He'll do a better job. He's probably got a bio all pulled up and stuff like that.
I do, but I might skip it because I've known Rachel for about 10 years now. So I met Rachel through Robin Pooley, who's a good friend of ours. And Rachel and I actually coached together for about 6 months. So she hired me to be her coach. And then she was, this was back when she was already a big thing in her company. And she was trying to get a government
kind of a big deal.
She's kind of a big deal, like Anchorman.
Yes.
I'm trying to be a big deal because I got to get good leaders to teach me how to lead better. That's why I hired you.
So she's been doing naturopathic medicine for about 20 years now and has just an incredible story. And tonight is just kind of a special edition for Get Fit with Giants, an initiative that we started for the Giants program, where we want to really help people to get healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and just tap into every area that a giant needs to grow. And so, Rachel, welcome to the event.
Oh, I'm excited about being here. And you're talking about waking up. I'm ready to go to bed. Here at 10 o'clock in Georgia, but we go strong all day. And I love the giant movement. And I have my book. I just got it. So exciting. I really believe we're all meant for more, and we don't want to settle for less. And we need to know how to be a giant and to wake up and to live strong and to so grateful to be part of your partnership.
So I want to invite people to comment. So as we go through this, if you have questions for Rachel, we can share those on the show. And so make sure you comment, make sure you share and like it, and we'll jump right in. And I kind of want to go back to why you got into the health. What's your story and where did this all begin for you?
Well, in a snapshot, 20 years, I think two things that make people change is one is inspiration and one is desperation. And really it was a wake up call, a crisis. I was sitting and enjoying my wonderful life. I had 4 beautiful children. I had a 1-year-old, a 10-year-old, and 2 in between. My husband, the love of my life at 37, healthy, all of a sudden was, suddenly diagnosed with terminal cancer, 4th stage. And cancer, and given 6 months to live. And that just shattered everything. It was like a ticking time bomb. It made me really rethink wellness because my husband was really healthy. And it helped to really go back and research and understand the healing power of plants and, the truth about food. I learned that the DNA is not your destiny. And to be able to have, to be able to understand how important it is to understand the truth about food, and we're seeing in our family we had a wake up call where just wake up and you can see everything happening around us, disease at an all-time high, obesity at an all-time high, and all these things that are taking away our health, but we have options. And so with me, I really poured into the research. I became in that process. My husband became my first student, and I began to learn about whole food nutrition, and I learned about an alternative way to be a juicing made easy plan with Juice Plus, with the research behind it. And my husband's life with prayer, whole food, Juice Plus, he was able to get 8 extra healthy years, and it just took me to have a burning passion to help kids and families thrive, not just to survive and not to wait for the wake up calls, but be proactive. And that's how I began learning and being involved with this as a profession, and also being able to help others, like partnering with you and the Giant movement, to be able to help families have options and to not just sit back and wait for things to happen.
Yeah. So you talk about that proactive nature, and can you talk a little bit about that, of how to prevent disease? Maybe go into that, and then also why you partnered with the Giants and the Smalls on the Healthy Family Starts, or the Healthy Starts for Families program.
Well, I think, the first steps is just being educated. I think you have to be educated. You have to take a personal assessment of where you are and tell yourself the truth, right? When we make choices, we have to make choices. So I think the first thing is to understand that healthy living it is challenging. It can be confusing. It can be complicated because we eat on the run, we eat fast food, we have endless to do. We're all busy. And sometimes you have mindless eating or, emotional eating. And we have to really be able to understand, education first. And then we have to understand it. I just pulled out before I knew we were going to get on. I went out to my little box and I want to show you. I've had this McDonald's hamburger for 20 years.
Are you serious?
It's 20 years. There's no mold on it. Bacteria feeds off living food. This is a dead.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally. 20 years. And what I want to tell you guys is the way we heal is we have to have abundance of plants. They are the number one way to help the body turn off the bad genes and promote the good. And it's the antioxidants that make the food have color. It has properties within the food that helps to turn off those bad genes, help to neutralize the free radicals, and to slow the aging, because we're all going to age, but we don't have to speed it up. And so when I partner with the Take Healthy Back movement and the Healthy Starts for Families program with the Juice Plus company, I was blown away with a partnership where there's about 2 million families now participating, but it allows a family member, it could be a grandmother or a father, or a 18-year-old sibling, to sponsor a child with that adult's order and get Juice Plus raw fruits and vegetables in capsule or soft chewable for free for up to 4 years. And so what that does is get everything moving in the right direction. Because I think the hardest part, I don't know if you, Ryan, would agree, that is just getting things in the right, the snowballing, the effect, and to shift the habits. So we have to be able to work on the groundwork. And so this raw food in a concentrated form with the program helps families start craving more fruits and vegetables. We have a gummy form. I know Ryan is addicted to the gummy form. He loves the gummies over the capsule, I think.
Yeah.
You mentioned
100%. I was just plugging in my phone there. It was gonna die. Whoops. But
right now, Ryan looks like an old 60s.
That's my daily.
You look like an old 60s movie where it's the stop frame and then it's talking, It's awesome.
But we got you guys partner, but we struggle to get. We know what we should do, or we hope we know, but we won't, and it's hard. And even though we can eat a plant-based diet, the food is there's so much that's happening with our food. We don't know where it's coming from. It's thousands of miles away. Even good food has been sprayed, picked early. They don't have the healing properties and the high profile. So just as much as volume, we need to have the variety for that higher profile of healing.
I was waiting for you to take a bite of that burger. Like,
okay.
Are you going to? That would be amazing, actually.
Oh my gosh! Well, I had one of my burgers. I went to do a wellness event, and one of my friends, or the person was there. I left my suitcase down in this room, and the hamburger was in there, and the dog ate it, and I think it got sick.
I feel like you chip a tooth or something biting into that thing.
Oh my gosh! But it's just sad because we laugh about it, but majority of Americans, we have a brown, dinner plate. It is, the brown, the beige, the yellow, and the only way we really heal and to feel vibrant and to be that giant in this world, we want to have our children to have a future and to have hope and to have some bridges. So this program is a bridge. Yeah. Whether you have a small gap or a large gap, this is a way to get more plants, healing plants in the children, to be able to help them start craving more fruits and vegetables, and to be able to have better brain focus too as well.
I'm just a big kid, so this is perfect for me, because being able to literally take my vegetables, they're there in a capsule or a gummy. Come on, that's ridiculous. I love it.
Well, Ryan, well, when I learned about Juice Plus, I was a very healthy skeptic, and I dismissed it for a while because I didn't think you could put fruit and vegetables in a capsule. And I'm a research-minded, naturopath. And I when I looked at the research, and I'll talk more about that later in the talk, but you have to go to the research and what's really proven to be able to show up in the blood of a human being, and not to know that it's changing things. And I'm so excited to be able to have plants. And I always show, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little, you can see some of those plants. I mean, I'm looking at all the things that are in the gummies, apples, oranges, prunes, peaches, cranberries, pineapple, dates, papaya, beets, acerola, cherries. Are you getting hungry, Ryan? But,
Yes.
and then you got the things you told me that you don't like vegetables. So you got cabbage, broccoli, kale, beets, parsley, tomatoes, and then all the berries, of course, the elderberries, cranberries. We have a lot, but that's what gets people excited because a lot of the picky eaters, once they start getting this in their bloodstream, their body becomes more alkaline. Their taste buds can change, and some of the best changes happen between the 4th and 5th month because the blood cells begin to turn over. So this program is quite amazing, and kids can have it for free for 4 years, and helping the whole family make habit changes. And we have all these free resources. We have systems, support communities. It's working well, and the best part of what I do is seeing and hearing the family stories about the children. I had one of my clients had a son that was a junk food eater. He always ate all this junk food, and he loved candy. And when he started taking the Juice Plus on the study, he after 4 months, he told his mother he didn't want to do it anymore. And she said, "Why not?" He says, "Because my candy doesn't taste the same anymore." So his palate was changing because he's getting all this raw food coming in, and it does affects the palate. So,
well, I think that's the biggest thing is for us partnering in this is because it is just fruits and vegetables. I know with the human body, it's taken millions of years for it to get to where it is. And so it's designed for natural foods, and our foods aren't there. I can't go and eat enough fruits and vegetables in the day, and I can't get enough nutrients from those to feel healthy. And I know part of being a giant is having a healthy brain, having a healthy body. If you don't feel good, you don't want to do good in the world. It's just like you don't feel motivated to do the things that you're capable of. And so what I love about this is I love supplements, but I don't see this as a supplement. I see it as I'm eating my fruits and vegetables, and it's in the easiest way possible. Like it's ridiculous. I can't fail on getting all of my fruits and vegetables.
Well, when I first learned, I was a big juicer, and I was looking for another alternative to juicing. And when I learned it was just taking these vine ripened plants, it was far superior than a supplement. It wasn't a vitamin; it was the whole food. And they put it in a big slurry, like a big Vitamix with the skins and peelings on. They slur it around, and they, dehydrate it under cool temperatures, so it's concentrated and a powerful profile, 30 plants. And then they just take out the sugar in the water and put it into a concentrate in a capsule or a soft chewable. So it is food. It is a way to have it fill in the guilt gap, or to be able to have a way to just amplify wellness.
So can we talk about ways to get healthier? Because we look at our Get Fit with Giants program, and we started that about 90 days ago. And it's just a way that we can inspire people, help them be inspired, aspire for bigger things, and perspire. We want them to sweat. And so we did it as a fun way to get people involved. And so can you go into how to get healthy? There's somebody that wants to ask a question here. Let me just post this as well. I'm sorry, I covered your face. I'm curious about pH. There's a fine line depending on the school, but when it comes to becoming more alkaline, can we actually change that number without disrupting our homeostasis? Can you talk about that?
That's a deeper question than I would have thought of.
Yeah.
Well, when you talked about what we can do to be healthier, we want to have to change the cellular terrain, and that's creating the way we create an alkaline environment, which is where health is thriving, is creating an abundance of raw whole food and taking away the toxic, the stress, the stress to a large degree. We have to manage stress. We have to drink the water, and we have to get the body moving. And of course, choose safer products. But the biggest thing to change have a better pH, which is where health cells thrive and replicate in the best way, is eating real food. And so this is a way to be able to get that foundation there so that your cells do thrive. They duplicate in the best way. So I can go into a lot more science, format of that. But it helps to alkaline the body and to shift that pH to a more alkaline state, so you have the disease is put at bay a large degree, and health is where it really thrives.
I was gonna ask if they could make it in like Scooby Doo, like looking gummies and things like that, little sharks. That was a much more in-depth question on that one.
Well, I'll play off that one. I mean, the Flintstone, that's what we're very different. Flintstones, they actually have a hazard, called poison control on a Flintstone. If you look at the, Juice Plus, I'll show you the bottle. It's a nutrition fact label. There's no safety caps for children on there. So we have the gummies. You can't overdose it. Brian, if you ate the whole bag of gummies, you may just go to the bathroom really good. So.
That explains a lot of things.
Really yellow pea, right?
Right. Yeah. But then Nick, you asked, what can you do? You start with the basic 4 cores of, if you're not exercising at all, you want to be a giant. You get, just start going 15 minutes and you walk after dinner, you walk in place watching hopefully the positive things on TV, but get your body moving. It changes your head. And, and then the water, we don't want to drink liquid candy and I call it diabetes in a bottle, and finding ways to, focus on your breathing and managing stress, and then getting the right sleep. And then I believe, and people ask me, what's better? Where do you start with? Exercise? And I believe the first thing you do is start with eating real food. And I've seen in my 20 years as a naturopath, the number one tipping point to amplify wellness, getting things in motion, is getting a whole food concentrate as you strive to eat more plants. So you're eating real food, you have more energy to exercise. Okay, because some people go right into exercise, they start having I had a lady, just too much exercise with not nutrition, had her hair started falling out. She was exhausted, and so you have a lot more tax. So if you do a lot of things, you need to have a way to combat that aging process through what we call the oxidation, which is the way a byproduct of just burning fuel, burning oxygen in our body or metabolizing. We have to supply those antioxidants that neutralize it, kind of like a police force, to handcuff all the bad guys in the body to be able to help us to slow the aging, because we're aging. And so I think adding at least a first step would be take Juice Plus. And the next would be start focusing on your water, movement, stress, and then start saying, can I add at least one healthy living food to each meal that I take for chance? So I don't know. What do you have for breakfast, Nick or Ryan? What do you have?
Man, I have some coffee and a power bar, a paleo bar. That's about all I eat in the morning.
Okay, that's going to get you to be a giant. And I introduced you to something.
A lot of times I do a lot of times mine's cheese or scrambled eggs or something like that because I'm on keto.
I added this. So this is something new I started. This is my shake. And so I started doing that. And so that's a new thing. But I also take the tablets because for me to get all the fruits and vegetables throughout the day, there's no way. There aren't that many options when it comes to healthy eating. I can get a salad and there's not much in that salad, just some lettuce, maybe some tomatoes, some chicken and dressing, but all the other fruits and vegetables are ignored. And so most often I go without. And so my body, the omega is talking about the brain. So if you want to go into that a little bit, you said you could bite into these. I'm going to do that.
Okay. You do it. The little baby, we have kids. Okay.
So these are the omegas, right? So if you're thinking of fish oils, this would be pretty nasty right now. I'd probably be gagging.
Okay, let me see you bite it.
It does have a hint of tangerine-ish like taste.
Yeah, it's just I do it all the time. So one of the things our company has done where we have the raw fruits and vegetables or the plant powders in capsule, but about 8 years ago, we were trying to find a way to help with finding an alternative to fish oils. So we have a full spectrum of plant-based omega that's rich in algae, berries, seeds instead of fish. We don't know fishy burps. Okay.
No, it's like pomegranate. That's what it tastes like to me.
Yeah, pomegranate seed oils. We have we want the best brain health. We want joints, the eyes, and the heart. And if our bodies do not make essential fats, we have to get them from outside sources. And so there's a lot of things going on with the enormous plastic in our oceans. We got a lot of things that it breaks down how we get our fish. And our company worked so hard to make sure that we were on top of the game with a stellar omega. from omega 5, 6, 7, 9, and 3s as well, to be able to have a full blend to be able to help have the best giant brain. And our kids, we know now, I partner with Dr. William Sears he's one of the best pediatricians I think in the country. He's written 40 books on giant, having good kids and healthy kids.
Yeah.
He says that kids are having more mental challenges than any heart disease ever was. And he's a partner with of the Juice Plus company, and he recommends omegas and Juice Plus as the number one whole food of all other things that he recommends. And he's 41 books and on 100 talk shows later. So
I put you up top on the screen so that we can read it and see your face while you respond to these. But can you go into how the cell membrane is impacted by the omega-3s? Can you talk about that?
Oh my gosh. Well, if you learn, we want to make sure that each cell membrane has a layer of fat, and its communication. It can't be stiff and sticky. We want to make sure that's pliable, and we have the essential fats that we need, that everything is being able to move, to be able to communicate, and to be able to have the best eye health, the best brain health, and the best skin and heart. And it's really primarily to make sure that things are communicating. And so the omegas complement and is an added value. So I take all the fruits. These are berries. They're 10 berries, 10 fruits, 10 vegetables in concentrate. They're highly concentrated, pre-digested, and then the plant-based omegas. So I take 2 of each capsule every day. And when I travel, when I'm around maybe some challenge, sickness or whatever, I double up. But this is essential for, I want to live a giant life, and I want to make sure nothing stops me. And I want families to thrive and children to thrive. And we've seen tremendous changes with those families that are taking health, taking Juice Plus, the way their immune is stronger, proven. And I can talk more about why it's so unique in a minute, but it just makes it easier. And these moms and dads out there, I don't know about you, Nick and Ryan, having your kids, does that feel good knowing your kids have got some good?
My kids won't leave them alone. When they come over, they go right for the gummies, and I get the ones at Costco too, the little chewables, the Motts, and they don't like those anymore. So
they're chemicals in there, and they're not healing. They can say they're fruits and vegetables, but they're just based on the marketing, but not research. And that's a big difference about what tainted to say fruits and vegetables. It has to have real research to prove it. It's not just something you can slap on a label, because there's a lot of labeling laws. There's not a lot of credence in those. Yeah.
When Ryan comes over, I have to hide the gummies.
I hide them for myself. I like them too.
Here's another question. Yeah,
that's 100%.
I feel like we're talking to a doctor on the other end of this, like 2 doctors going back and forth. So can you go into the difference between the omegas, the benefits of having each, especially 3 and 6, and the best ratio? Is that something you can discuss?
That's kind of a complication, but I can go over a little bit of some of the things. But what the omega blend is, just to kind of back up, it's made from organic, non-GMO algae, cold pressed. It's got to be cold pressed, and from those 5 seed oils. And you taste it: the pomegranate seed, the seed buckthorn berries, the raspberry seeds, the tomato seeds, and safflower. Yeah. And so the wider spectrum, we need both the omega-3s, which are both the EPA and DHA, but we also need the beneficial 5, 6, 7, and 9. And one of the things that the reader or the comment was indicated how much. The biggest thing about Juice Plus raw fruits and vegetables and the omegas is its synergy. It's not how much of one thing, it's about the rainbow of things working together that creates the magic of how the body can heal. It gives it the groundwork to heal itself and to give it the edge. So we're not saying, well, how much do you need of this or that, the other? It's the rainbow of everything. The body gets what it needs
over time, right? It's not something you take once and forget. You got to do it over and over, just like any other nutritional program. And this isn't really a supplement in the terms of taking a vitamin. This is fruits and vegetables and omegas. I mean, it's really going back to the basics, and that's what I like about it. Is it's just food. All you're doing is eating food.
Well, you know what I was thinking about today? I was doing another event before this one, and I thought, it's kind of like if you were to build a house. Would you want to build your house on a faulty foundation? Would you want to have bent wood or not bent wood, but bent nails and rotted wood? Would you want, used shingles? You want to be able to have the foundation to hold because the storms are coming. We want to prepare for the best years and prepare for the worst years. We're going to have both. And so our immune system, we need to work on the foundation, not trying to piecemeal. You go to the health food store and you start piecemealing all these things together. But if we could start with a raw food, about 90%, you wouldn't have to take anything else. And that's where I found with my practice and working with partnering. I invited you to partner with me because of research, the giant movement that we're part of. You invited me to be part of this giant movement where we're helping kids thrive. If you do not have your health, you do not get to make good choices. And so this is why we're so happy about the Healthy Starts for Families program, so that we can help families have options and to be able to have a way to battle if needed. To be able to, for me, I want the best health. I didn't have challenges, but I stay ahead of it. And if I do, I have a way to have this banking account being a nutritional banking account, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
So that when I have something, I'm going to be able to have it already ready to fight, not waiting till I'm already depleted. Or like one day the computer dies, one day, things break, but you don't know when it's going to break.
Right.
So
you're kind of waiting for that other foot to drop in a sense. Is, a lot of us live that way, is we just go and go. Ryan and I were big into energy drinks. I still love them. But man, they strip you. It feels like it just strips my body of everything. I come out of it like depleted.
Well, I can tell you one story about the energy drinks. I mean, they're just so many chemicals in your heart. It's not supposed to have all that rush and be constantly going. I had one of my partners, he was a swim coach, and he had a gentleman that was supposed to win this meet. He was one of the tainted as the best prime for the best race, a national championship, I think it was. And he had never drank any energy drinks, but since he was the best, he thought, what if I drank an energy drink before the meet? Yeah. And he wanted to break a record. And so he decided to drink an energy drink. He drank the energy drink, and about 30 minutes later, went into the water, and guess what? He never came up.
Oh, wow.
He had a heart attack. Doesn't mean that's always going to happen, but why are we playing the line of driving a truck in third gear all the time? That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that does. Can you talk about the Healthy Starts program as well? Can you go into that a little more of why that makes so much sense for this group?
Yeah. So that's why I'm so excited about it. But when children are inspired by their parents to live a healthy life, they can reap the benefits of good nutrition for so many years. And so I don't know about if you're like me and those watching, we feel like we're not doing enough for ourselves or our children. We want to give them a healthy start. So the Family Healthy Study or Start for Family program was created by Juice Plus to help fuel the next generation with daily recommendations of fruits and vegetables and berries that children need to establish good, healthy habits so they can take them on into their life. Because you and Ryan, you have children. You want them to go into their, college years, their families with having a way to eat right. So what we're seeing in this program, and it's all research, Juice Plus is the number one most researched whole food nutritional in the world. But the research shows those children, they take up, it's the largest observational study in the world. And they have shown those taking Juice Plus, there's 60% missing less days of school after a year. It shows that 56% taking less over-the-counter drugs. 71% were drinking more water because your body craves the water. And 66% visit less visits to the doctor office. And then one of the best things is that over 60% eat more fruits and vegetables, because that's the point. It doesn't take the place. We're not taking the place of eating it, but it starts to, make that shift. And Nick, I'm helping you learn to maybe do a little better with your breakfast and doing a healthy plant-based mix, to be able to have energy so you don't have to do all the other things to rev up the body, right?
You're still calling me out on it right now because
I like that.
It's bad. Like, I wake up and I'm a cup of coffee and I'm good to go, right?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm actually drinking it tonight because it's pretty good. It's a great.
Well, somewhat back up to the kids, the Healthy Starts. The program gets the children can have the raw fruits and vegetables for free with the sponsoring adult, and for 4 years with no cost. That's huge. But we have a protocol or a Be More Good program that's up until the end of December, where kids that get on the program can have 15 servings of their chocolate or vanilla, a bag, 15 servings for only the $5 shipping cost, added to their value, so they can start getting a good breakfast in, and they can go to school. Their blood sugar is even. They're getting plants, and they're able to think. And so this program has been going on for over rooted in 20 years of research, and helps impact families to make better habits. And that's what a better time to have, good nutrition, kids better body image, it's important. And so I always say wishy-washy parents make wishy-washy kids. So we have to start with the parents teaching the children. That's part of the program.
Yeah. I feel like the Giants program, everything that we do around it is really helping us to reach our potential. And part of that is learning how to work with your body to reach your potential, because the body craves certain things. It's designed for certain things. And if it's not getting it, you're not going to perform at your peak. So the way the brain is designed to go in there and create the new pathways and support those, you've got to have the right fats and glucose going, because it consumes glucose. It consumes about 20% of the energy in your body, your brain does. That's a lot. In proportion to the weight of the body, it's about 2% of the body weight, but it uses 20% of the energy that your body produces. So if you're out of energy, how are you going to produce? And so that's the big thing that I'm seeing is I know that my body hasn't been getting the right nutrients. And so that's why this is so important to me. And that's why I also think it's important for families, is so that they can start getting what they need.
Yeah, when it starts with parents, educate the parents, and then we start talking to the children. And I think when we started out with our family, when my husband had a health crisis, we educated them, but we made a decision. We teach our children, you brush your teeth, you say your prayers, you take your D's plus. There's certain things you do. We are parents. We teach our children, do your homework. And we don't teach them, they're never going to learn. And we know that children are getting adult diseases. And the only way to stop that or slow it down is getting a flood in the body of raw food. That's how we start tipping the scale with more of the antioxidants, that it's going to catch up. So we have to teach our children, because they do what we do. So as we start getting people into taking more raw food through Juice Plus, they start eating more. But then we start talking about sugar and white flour. We have occasional treats, but you don't want to make them. You really realize that what we want, we're building giant communities and giant children that can go and be the best profession that creates the dreams within their life. And when I learned about the Giants and the Smalls, I was just like, where are my books? I just got my whole boatload of books. I am going to be giving these out as gifts. And I partnered to both of you, and I said, we've got to make sure that we have fit Giants, and we have fit mind, the fit cellular terrain, and to be able to help our families be able to have tools to amplify their wellness. And we can't just hope it happens and hope it never happens, that we crash and have to start dog paddling our way out of our health crisis.
Yeah. What a visual, right? See me trying to get out of my situation. The whole program, the book, you just got the books. It ties right into that. As a giant, you're making decisions every day for your life. You're being intentional about what you want to create. Part of being intentional is being intentional about what you're putting into your body. We tell kids, don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Well, you don't, right? The song. I almost got it. But we teach them these things, but then we're also not showing them, hey, don't eat cereal for dinner. Maybe eat some gummies, eat some fruits and vegetables, because then their body's going to function the way it should, and they're going to have more potential to do the giant things that they're capable of. Like, I want to have healthy kids all over the world be able to step into their potential and not have to worry about their bodies coming along.
Well, one more thing too to add is that when we teach our children, if we're watching, what can we do is that we go, when you eat sugar, do you feel tired? Yeah. When you start eating whole food and then those smoothies and eating a plant-based, primarily a plant-based focus, you're going to go, I feel strong. I feel energy. I don't need to sleep as much. And so you start teaching your children, what does it feel like when you start eating right? And they go, it does. I am exhausted. I know
Yeah.
I eat a pretty clean diet, not all the time, but when I go on vacation, I'll have these splurges. I feel like I just got wiped out. It's just like, because I got knocked over with some of those foods I don't normally eat. And that's why I'm glad that I'm on Juice Plus. It fills in the guilt gap too.
So how do people get started, on this program?
That they do is they get back to you. I've asked you to partner because I can't do all the work together. We are on a worldwide, a global, a healthy living revolution, and they go to you. We can put them on the Healthy Starts for Families program. We can get the whole family going. I had a lady, she got her grandparent to sponsor a child. Her that's 2 kids, and then her husband and her sponsored another. Anyway, we had the whole family of 8 sponsored, and they only had to pay for the 2 people. So that's where you start. And then we have resources with all cookbooks. We have a fitness channel. We have challenges. We've got a program called Shred 10. We do every month cleaning up the habit changes with communities. So they will call you. And if you want me to, we're doing an event. We're doing a lot of events. So if you want to be part of an event, say yes below. We'll put you into one of the events coming up in the next week or 2. And then we will talk about how it applies to you, how you can get the best price. I always say it's $1.67. It means less than a bottle of water to take Juice Plus. $2.50 a day for the fruits and vegetables and berries. So, I mean, it's like the best thing I've ever done. And I've only been to well visits, only 20 years of only healthy well visits. That, you talk about saving money.
Well, so talking about that, I was doing the factor diet, where they prepare your meals and they send them to you.
Yeah.
And it was $150 a week for these pre-prepared, pre-cooked meals. And they were good, but it was $150 a week. So I'm spending about, what is that, $600 a month on these meals, and I still wasn't getting all the nutrients. My throat dried out right there.
I throw away like tons and tons and tons of vegetables that we don't get to. Like, we have all these good intentions. We start, we go to the store, we load up, and our fridge looks amazing. And then 2 weeks later, it's wilted, rotted, it's like a mold. And you're like, dang it, how much that just cost. And you just chucking dollar bills on the drain. Well, that lasts a little longer, and you don't have to refrigerate it.
That's so true. And I didn't even tell everybody that's listening. We have we're part of the Vertical Tower Gardens that we partner with the gentleman that Tim Blank, who ran the land pavilion, where he was the chief horticulturist. We grow gardens vertical, and that's part of our healthy living movement as well, that you partner with. So we can go snip off a little bit of variety of lettuces. We got some cilantro. We don't have to let the things rot in the refrigerator because you only need a little bit for $4, So we have a wonderful program that can be able to give people access to grow food vertically with a fraction of the cost and control some of the food. And then to be able to get that bridging the gap. We're not trying to replace eating. We're saying get into motion. This is the best way with my clients. I used to do, teach them how to juice and mop and slop, and all the sugar was complicated for a lot. And then I started teaching them how to, of course, eat right. I started giving them a concentrate, pre-digested raw food from 30 plants. They started having more energy. They had bowel regularity. They were able to have a stronger immune system. And the research, I didn't even go into the research. There's 41 published peer-reviewed independent studies that prove this gets into the blood. It doesn't go through the toilet. These powders are pre-digested. So it gets in there to amplify healing, to repair DNA, to supply those antioxidants it's not a guesstimate. It actually is proven. So if you're interested.
Yeah, every time you say pre-digested, I keep thinking of a bird chewing it up and spitting.
Somebody else chewed on it.
Yeah.
Well, let me just close with this.
Spit it in the
cap. I lived on a farm. I knew about cows. They do their chat. They're what do they call it? Cut or whatever they call it. I forgot now.
The cud.
Yeah. But this was the reason why, as a naturopath, got into Juice Plus. One of the biggest things was the research, but one of it was pre-digested food in a concentrate. So, for example, if you and Ryan, those listeners, were able to go get a glorified salad bar, like the best you could find,
Yeah.
to get the best out of that to heal the body, you have to first digest the food. So it takes about 80% to digest that food to get it to the cellular level to heal. Juice Plus is already broken down into powders, so it amplifies the healing. It's absorbed within minutes, and so it heals faster because you don't have to break it down from metabolism.
Mm.
So you get a lot better.
You don't have some guy spitting into caplets, putting them together one at a time. That's awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah, a lot better visual, right?
Yeah, that got disturbing real quick.
That's what I'm here for.
But that capsule, just chewing on that right there, it dissolved in my mouth within just a couple of, within a minute. It was fast, and it wasn't nasty.
There's no I've had the omegas before, the fish oils, where for all that day you are burping up like fish oil. Oh, it's gross.
I know, it's gross. So you can
amazing.
put it on your skin. You can put the omegas on your skin. We do a food facial with these. Yeah. We can open the capsules up. You don't have to swallow it. You can put it in baby food. They put it in feeding tubes as well. Like if somebody was on a feeding tube, it's be able to put it in, and it's plant powders, and just take it with water, activates the enzyme.
It's just food, right? So that's what I love about it. It's just the raw, pure form of food that we should be getting. And so that's one of my favorite things about it.
Gluten-free too.
Gluten-free.
Dairy-free, gluten-free, non-GMO. Pesticides is NSF certified, so even collegiate athletes can use it. So that's a big deal, having something NSF. You go into the health food store, you tell me one product has NSF on there, probably not hardly anything.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. What else do you want to tell us about the program?
You just comment below that you want to be part of a class. We will put you in a class. We are just growing so fast. We are so grateful to give hope to families. And in my 20 years as a naturopath, this is the number one way to tip your health in the right direction as you strive to make better choices. So it's always just getting into motion. If you're here to, you're battling something, we do therapeutic doses. I did that for my husband to give him the edge. For me, I do it because I want to be proactive. I want to be 100 without a wheelchair, walker, cane, or respirator. I don't want to hopefully have that. And then, of course, anti-aging. We want to anti-age if we can. And it's proven to work and gives so much hope. So get back to make a comment. We'll contact you. We'll invite you. We'll have a conversation. We'll clarify information. And I promise you, it's the best decision I have ever made in my life because it's affected every other area of my life. So,
yeah, we hope you'll join us on the journey as well. I mean, we partnered with Rachel on this because we believe in the product. And so we don't require Giants to do this to be a part of the Giants initiative, but we hope you'll join us, just like the Get Fit with Giants program. Just join us for 90 days and see what happens over 90 days. Yeah. It's amazing what can happen. Ryan, did you have any other thoughts?
No, I believe in this 100%. It's changed my whole outlook on health. The Get Fit with Giants initiative is awesome. And then partnering with Juice Plus, it was a natural fit because they have their initiative and it's almost seamless. And working with Rachel is an honor and a pleasure. Her wisdom and the things that she brings to the table, her leadership. She's a powerful, powerful human. And so we appreciate you, Rachel, for your time, for spending some, I know it's late on the East Coast there in Georgia, whatever, but thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight.
I appreciate you too. It's so fun. It's fun to help build giants. Yeah, so thank you for having me.
Perfect. Anybody else have any comments real quick before we wrap this up? We'll give it just a quick second for any remarks. Any questions?
Yeah, again, if you want to get involved, if you want to get in a class like Rachel was talking about and get some more information, comment, reach out. You can also message us personally as well, and join the group. you might be seeing this outside of Giants, the Get Fit with Giants, because we're going to share it in other places as well. Go join Get Fit with Giants and watch and learn and be part of a healthy movement, because you have giant potential and we see it in you. So
not a healthy bowel movement.
No. Maybe that too, actually. That's a natural byproduct of this.
Yeah, we want the toxins out, right? And you know, we have a lot of fun with the Giants. We're part of a collaboration. We're going to work on a lot of things globally. We're doing it now with corporations, but it's so wonderful to be able to have a way to help in the mind, positive giving and growing and serving and living. So you guys have a good.
You be number one and go number two.
Have some fun.
Awesome.
You're awesome.
Make it a great evening. Thanks for being Giants, and we'll see you in our next videos.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.